In the early fall of 1992, two amateurs in QSO on 2 meters discussed amateur television and their hopes that they could get others in the Huntington, West Virginia tri-state region interested in this mode of communication. During this discussion, the idea was born to launch an amateur television balloon package. WA4GSS, Ron Curry, and KB8KMI, Seth Staker, agreed to pursue a launch in the spring of 1993. During the months that followed, much discussion, planning, design, and construction took place. Meetings were held to discuss ATV launch with local hands and to stir up excitement. Along with these meetings, a fox hunt also gave amateurs an opportunity to learn plotting, DF, and triangulation techniques. Launching an amateur radio balloon in West Virginia had never been tried. The first launch in the dense, isolated mountains promised to be both demanding and a little crazy. Ron Curry was the driving force behind the balloon ATV project and was also the designer and builder of the WA4GSS KB8KMI balloon packages. On Saturday, April 17th, Ron, Jim Rice, KD4HPQ, and others made final preparations for the first launch. The weather that day was cold, overcast, and very windy. It became apparent Saturday's launch would have to be scrubbed to try again the following day. Sunday dawned bright and clear with a minimal surface wind. After observing the Weather Service radiosonde balloon launch, Ron input that data into a balloon tracking program provided by WB4ELK, Bill Brown, to give the chase teams a projected landing site. A central plotting station was also established at net control to take reports and triangulate locations. The package was readied and helium was slowly added to the balloon. A radar reflector and parachute were added to the package, along with a piezoelectric buzzer and a strobe light to help in the recovery. Fixed stations from diverse areas were established. These stations would give beam headings from known locations, so triangulation could take place. Chase teams were established and ready to track the balloon. This included Air Mobile 1 with KD4HPQ, Jim Rice, on board. He would relay tracking information from the plane to ground units and net control. Finally, everything was ready. WA4GSS received clearance for launch from the FAA at tri-state airports. The balloon and its payload was brought out of its shelter, and the fun began.
Okay, go ahead and just lay the parachute down. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
We ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Have we got clearance?
Lay your antenna down.
Clearance.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Let go.
My candy is gone. The balloon, unfortunately, has been launched. No countdown, guys, but the balloon is up. It is transmitting.
Still the other buzzer. That's great.
The balloon up looks pretty good, guys. So, all tracking stations begin to track now, and good luck, everybody. We'll try to
Using the tracking program, Ron predicted a landing site approximately 48 miles southeast from the launch site. Air Mobile 1 was in place to fly over the site around Madison, West Virginia. With the best fix possible from air and ground stations, the chase teams believed the balloon was down and located on the Hobart Strip Mine near Madison. Almost all the fixed stations had lost all signals from the package. The chase teams got approval to go to the Hobart Mine site and tried to DF the package on 2 meters and 10 meters from the mountaintop, but without luck. Air Mobile 2 with Carl, KB8LMW aboard, had taken off and was en route to the mine site coordinates. One last fixed station had signals from the balloon. The chase teams and net control, K8MHR, Phil, had the plane fly a path from the Hobart Mine toward Bolt Mountain. Finally, Air Mobile 2 received a signal and attempted to find the balloon. Air Mobile 2 had spotted the package in a tree on another mine site in Wharton, West Virginia, many miles from Madison. The chase teams arrived at the site and finally received approval to go to the balloon with security escort. After arrival on the Eastern Associated Mine site, the package was located but was in a tree, too high to be retrieved. The call went out to get more help. In the meantime, another team of hams, including Ron Curry, Jim Rice, and others, arrived with an expandable hot stick. And approximately 13 hours after launch, the package was retrieved, intact and operating from the rugged and mountainous site. Ron Curry then took a moment to introduce the recovery team members, including WA4GSS, who was driving through West Virginia on a sightseeing tour and heard the activity on the repeaters. He turned around, found the hams in the chase, and was with the first team on the site.
Someone real official. I said, what in the heck is all this? Did somebody drop an atomic bomb and don't know about it?
All right. That should wrap it up.
Right in my own backyard right now. That's what it looks like in my house.
The balloon traveled about 65 miles from the Tri-State Airport from Huntington, West Virginia. So we'll see you all next time with ATV.
KTW, launch control.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're ready. Ready to start a countdown.
Start your countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have balloon lift off. We have radio package. We have video package in the air. We have video package in the air, however, it is coming down.
Balloon is coming down.
Yes, we're on the runway running after it.
Okay, let me call Bill back.
WDAWMW and WA4GSS just completed a 100-yard dash and recovered the package. Stand by while we regroup. All chase teams go home. It's all over. They beat us to it.
Shortest balloon launch in history.
Chase Team 5 takes credit for locating it. Hey, that don't count. Tell Ron that does not count. KVA KLI.
A new definition of chase team, WD4 KHL.
I think the Wright brothers did better than that.
TBNTB, what happened, guys? Seth wasn't up there to blow it up. Station, stand by.
KT have the package over here. We're going to put a little more helium in the balloon and be a few minutes delay here.
Okay, I'm going to hang up then for Bill. The balloon came back down. We're going to put more helium in it as y'all monitor when you come back in. Okay. I'm on station, stand by while we wait for the countdown to stop.
Okay, this is KQW. Start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have parachute in the air. 2, 1. We have 2-meter package in the air. We're taking our time this time to make sure it's going off. And we have video package. Okay, we have lift. We have video package going up fast this time. Going straight up.
I ain't running after that one.
Next station, start your report.
Okay, probably about 1,000 feet elevation right now.
1,000 foot elevation approximately. Fix stations when you have it. Give us a report. WA4GSS, have you picked it up yet?
Not yet.
WA4GSS, your position.
What's the LRZ? What's up the set fires?
Minus 31 degrees, Ron.
106,000 and 4 OKL.
106,000 feet from N4 OKL. We are current beam heading OKL.
Still 270 degrees.
Thank you. UXC, would you give me a current beam rating? NAUXC.
NAUXC at about 235. 235.
Thank you. LYZ, your current beam heading?
Take that now.
Thank you. YKS.
YKS, we're still looking at about 112 degrees. 112 degrees. Still tracking towards Yankee and Griffinville.
Thank you. Next control, WA4ICM standing by for LYZ for his read.
It's about 95 azimuth and 30 degrees elevation.
Thank you. Should be right over DMK right at the moment.
Five.
I doubled somebody. Who was it?
It was up there so high I didn't see the darkness through the blue sky.
I don't doubt that a bit in the world. We's out not rotating our beams because we're too busy, but when it does come in here, it comes in loud and clear and perfect P5 pictures.
That's P5 plus.
Data Major. HMR.
From back to the shoreline listener reports that he's stopping at 202.47 degrees.
From Beckley?
Yeah, about half a mile from Beckley Courthouse.
Thank you. Best we can tell, the balloon is up over N9 DMK MK and Arrow 1. Is that correct? That is correct. Uniform November, Quebec. Hold the door. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
You want to try to de-ess from right here, or you want to go on up?
I think right here's fine.
Back. Keep going.
I don't think we need to go that far, guys.
Let me go over this little rise here so I got a little something to grab hold of.
Sure.
So there's the chute at the top of the tree. I didn't think the chute was visible.
Well, PQI said he kept trying to get the plane to come over here,
Uh-huh.
and he couldn't evidently make it clear.
I don't know if this is, see, we're moving back almost as much as we're moving up.
That's another problem. The other problem
You're gonna have to lean it over.
is this tree just keeps going.
Well, I can get it on film, buddy. 'Cause I want this on nothing, on video.
Yeah, it's gonna help you. It's leaning right over toward the balloon package. The question is the weight of the hot stick. You got it. Okay, you got it.
Oh no. The little package is right in the center port.
Yeah, I'll spray that.
Tom? Okay, hot stick right back through there.
It's coming. And it's coming. Got one package down.
Right.
Parachute and all.
Fantastic! Well, we broke the antenna.
Oh no!
Hey, we use that chute again.
What did Bill Brown say about that chute not being tough?
And you want everything, don't you?
Hey, there's our reflector. Now that looks a little
Out to the road, buddy.
looks a little worn there.
Hey, did we leave the balloon?
Not again.
Balloon in the tree.
Not again. Guys, that was record time. Okay, I say we got it.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She's gone. She blown. We have liftoff. We have liftoff. Give me at the 1,000-foot level, Carl. Give me the 1,000-foot. Yeah, I'm at the balloon already. Beautiful picture, South Point. Thank you. Roger, KFAQK, can you give me a heading?
I think I heard Ronnie. He's trying to find out what the battery voltage is.
Can anybody tell us what the battery voltage is?
At PUM, I would suggest go ahead and cut video unless someone else is copying it. We're getting some more snow now. I've got snowy video from up on Bald Mountain.
GSS, what you want to do?
Okay, if anybody's copying readable video, meaningful video, we'll leave it on, but if not, we want to turn it off.
Any stations copying meaningful video? Nothing heard, Ron.
Okay, we need station 2 is the strongest. Send out a control code Delta 523. That's D 523.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, we're starting to record the preparations for launch from the Moorhead Airport. Jim there working on the harness for the recovery chute. His son, Ron's brother, John. Young lady here to assist. Bob wandering around there. Our selection of vehicles here alongside the runway. Estimate the temperatures approximately 30 degrees or something like that. A nice brisk morning. Just a little bit of wind coming from the far end of the runway. See the windsock picking up just a little bit.
She said, you never got to taste those alone.
Okay, this is the electric match that Jim is installing right at the very top of the parachute. Looking down this way, about 50 feet or in that neighborhood. I think we can see the end of the cord there. Yeah, that's where our package will be tied. Running the wire for the electric match down to that point. Tether cable moves from this point up to the back of the truck. We have our nitrogen bottles. This is where we will inflate the balloon. The parachute remains deployed for the entire flight, so that any time that the balloon would burst or the electronic match severs the tether, that as the package is pulled downwards, the chute will deploy and take it safely to the ground. Okay, this is the looking at the back of Jim's truck, where we have the helium bottle stood up, making preparations for inflation. Jim has an apparatus there that he will use to go into the neck of the balloon. Just barely see the package there. It's got cables tied to it and is getting closer to being ready to put it in use. Having some difficulty this morning maintaining links with the repeaters. We're using the 9-1 machine in Moorhead. Got kind of an overcast day at this point in time. It was beautifully clear a little bit earlier. just now succeeded in passing the coordinates from the GPS unit, passing that to net control. Looking here at the antenna we'll be using for receiving the ATV signal when we take the balloon to the ground on the other end. Okay, here we are. It's 10:46 according to my watch. Ron has now taken the package down to the end and is getting ready to attach it. You can see there the disc is the mirror, and it's down below. You see a hole in the bottom of the package there, the other side of these legs. Okay, as I was saying, you can see the hole there in the bottom of the package. That's where the camera rolls out, it looks out, and we can rotate the mirror so that it either, I guess it looks to the side or to the ground. Okay, the time is 10:58. We're just making preparations to start putting the gas into the balloon. There's our parachute. About halfway down there, the cardboard box is just sitting here. Halfway down, we've attached our radar reflective buoy. There we have Ron making final preparations on the package itself. Wind is picking up just a little bit. Here it's blowing a little bit. Still rather cool. Okay, we're now standing in the middle of the runway, backed up so we'd have a full perspective of what we're looking at.
What do you want?
We have the provisions for applying external power to the package for test purposes before we launch. I think we're making preparations to do that at this time. Okay, I'm getting...
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Jim.
Hopefully we're going to get this thing off the ground in one piece, and it don't come back down right away.
Yeah, we want it to travel, what, about 100 miles? Okay, we're in the process of adjusting the focus on the package. We have the ATV signal is being received by a couple of televisions here right close by, and we're adjusting the focus and getting everything ready. It's
And if it comes apart, Gary, put it back together.
It's 6 minutes after 11. Okay, Jim has just begun the inflation.
Let's hope not. We plan on wrap that up as quick as we can. I got 20 pounds going into it, so about all I want to do is start moving my truck as soon as we can. Settles out.
Are you using the swivel or bypassing?
Just tie it off.
We've got exactly 17 pounds in the balloon. It's about ready to be launched.
We'll have to have some help right here, because this thing will...
The balloon is essentially ready to launch. Calling for some Apparently all the problems with the package are now under control. Ron just requested that everyone that had the capabilities to record the television signal to do so at this time. We're ready to Okay, we've moved the van out of the road. Bob has a 2-meter radio in his pocket, and we can hear the TNC transmitting to it even from this distance. Jim's in the process of making the final connections, it looks like. We used just a little over a full bottle of helium. The first bottle was just a little bit lower pressure than the second one. So it is a cold day, so it'd take a little extra gas.
Before we get too far into this, I want to make a suggestion. What? Oh, okay, it's tied off. Never mind. Okay. I saw that reflect radio.
Okay, John. Ron just indicated that we need to get a countdown. He's preparing to give them a countdown into launch control. Okay, Jim is still making his final